We hear about the US, European, and Chinese economies all the time, but the country that could actually move your mortgage rate right now is Japan. And this shift is happening faster than most people realize. To understand the global economy, think of it as three engines. The US is the consumer, it buys stuff, a lot of it. China is the factory, it's a supplier, it makes all the stuff. And Japan is the world banker. This is the hidden part. For 30 years, Japan has been one of the world's largest lenders because Japanese people save so much money, their banks build up massive amounts of cash, which they lent to the rest of the world. How did that happen? Well, for decades, Japan's interest rates were near zero. So if you had money in Japan, you weren't earning anything on it at home. So investors sent trillions abroad, especially into US bonds. Japan is the largest foreign holder of US bonds. But over the past year, there's been a massive shift. Inflation in Japan has picked up, wages are rising. So Japan has begun gradually lifting interest rates after decades of near zero policy. So for the first time in 30 years, Japanese investors can actually make a real return at home. They don't need to send their money to New York or London. This is all being supercharged by Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi. After a recent landslide election victory, she's doubling down on a plan to spend big on defense while suspending a tax on food for the next 2 years to ease the cost of living. The problem is Japan has massive debts. So on the 18th of February, the International Monetary Fund sounded the alarm, warning that cutting taxes while spending is a major risk. Even though the Prime Minister says she can find the money elsewhere, investors are worried the government will have to borrow even more to fill the hole left by those tax cuts. Now, governments borrow money by issuing bonds. Bonds are essentially IOUs. To attract buyers for all those new IOUs, Japan will have to offer higher returns or higher yields. And we're already seeing that shift. Japan's 40-year bond yield climbed above 4%, the highest level on record, before easing back a little. And with those higher yields, investors have even more reason to keep their money in Tokyo instead of sending it overseas. Now, that might not sound like a big deal, but it is because there's been such a huge volume of Japanese investor cash keeping global markets pumped with money. Even a small shift can have a massive impact. So, how does that affect your wallet? Think of global money like metal. It moves towards the strongest magnet. And as Japan's interest rates rise, its magnet is getting stronger. If more Japanese investors keep money in Tokyo and pull out even some of it from the US or Europe, for instance, those governments have to offer higher interest rates to attract new investors. And when your government raises rates, your mortgage rates stay higher, your next car loan is more expensive, and it keeps pressure on your credit card interest rate. So Japan is no longer the quiet banker in the corner. It's becoming a key player in setting the tone for 2026. The Bank of Japan meets again in March, and if they hike rates again, that pull is going to get even stronger. So keep an eye out for that. That's it for now. For more explainers like these, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have questions or more explainers like these that you want to see, drop me a comment or DM me. Thanks for watching.